Hello and welcome to the National Sports Magazine. I am V. Krishnaswamy and we are here today with a roundup of all the sports events over the past fortnight. We have for you badminton, hockey, IPL cricket, golf, football, shooting and boxing. First, badminton. Kidambi Srikanth, carrying India's hopes in the men's quarter-final of the Malaysian Masters, lost to China's Shen Long in straight games despite having the lead in the first game. Shen Long won 21-18, 21-19 in 48 minutes to reach the semi-finals. With that, India's challenge ended at the Malaysian Masters. But before that, Kidambi was the only Indian to reach the final, while Sindhu lost in the semi-finals of the Indian Open, which was held in the Indian capital, New Delhi.
Denmark's Viktor Axelsen dashed India's hopes with a 21-7, 22-20 win over Kidambi Srikanth at the India Open 2019 on Sunday. In a rematch of the 2015 final, the Dane saved a couple of game points in the second game to get his second title after his 2017 win. Srikanth, who last won a title at the 2017 French Open, came close to ending the lean patch when he reached the finals of the India Open, but Denmark's Viktor Axelsen thwarted this challenge.
Great to win the tournament, that's why we play, it's to win. So I don't know what to say other than I'm just happy. It's always a confidence boost to win. You need a little bit of luck. I had a neck cord and controlled the drift, and I'm just happy that I managed to keep cool. But that's what happened. There's not far from failure to success, if you can say so. That's how the sport is. It's so fragile. And after being in the All England final, this was a good way for me to sort of bounce back. In the second game, Srikanth, he stepped up and played some good attacking shots. And we're so close, so it can go either way. And it's the small things which make the difference. You'd never know what happened if Srikanth won the second game.
World number 4 Viktor Axelsen, who reached the All England Open final this month, was too strong and too powerful for the home hope as Srikanth struggled to find his rhythm. The precision and firepower from Axelsen thoroughly overwhelmed the 2015 champion, allowing the Dane to build a huge 10-point advantage before pocketing the first game. Amid vociferous cheers from the crowd, the Indian finally settled in a very tight second game. However, a drop shot from the Indian went wide. After that, the second-seeded Axelsen made no mistake in saving the other to get his first match point, which he duly converted after 36 minutes of play. Despite the loss, it was a good week for the 26-year-old Srikanth as he quelled the challenge of one opponent after another on way to his first summit clash of a BWF World Tour event in 17 months. Kidambi Srikanth remarked,
I felt I was a little slow, gave him too many chances to attack, but I think I came back well in the second set and I was able to control my lifts, my attack, everything well. I was able to defend, but I think he was a little brave in the end.
In the women's singles, Thailand's Ratchanok Intanon created history by becoming the first women's singles shuttler to win the title 3 times when she beat the third seed He Ping Chiao 21-15, 21-14. With this, she also emulated the legendary Lee Chong Wei's record to become the second singles player to taste glory thrice at India's premier badminton event, with her earlier victories coming in 2013 and 2016. Ratchanok started slow against the 7th-ranked Chinese, whom she had never beaten in 4 previous meetings. With Ping Chiao cruising in the opposing game, the Thai banked on her experience to turn the tables on her rival. After taking the first game, the former world champion continued her momentum throughout the second game as unforced errors from Ping Chiao's racket piled up. With Ping Chiao hitting in haste, a calm and poised Intanon sailed through the second game before closing out the match in 46 minutes. In the women's doubles and mixed doubles, the top-seeded pairs of Gracia Poli Apriyani Rahayu and Wang Yilu Huang Dongping successfully defended their titles, while Poli Rahayu emerged 21-11, 25-23 winners over third seeds Chao Mei Kwan and Li Meng Yin. Yilu and Dongping prevailed over fifth seeds Praveen Jordan and Melati Daeva Octavianti 21-13, 21-11. In the men's doubles, Li Yang and Wang Chin Lee triumphed over Ricky Karandusuwardi and Anga Pratama for their first title at this marquee event. Earlier in the semi-finals, 2017 women's singles winner P.V Sindhu squandered 5 game points in the first game to succumb to a 21-23, 18-21 defeat to the third-seeded He Pingqiao. With her aggressive game doing most of the talking and her anticipation skills looking spot on, Sindhu looked sharp in the initial stages of a 14th meeting with Pingqiao. However, the determined Chinese were still able to come back by taking control of the front court and exploiting the Indians' movement. Sindhu had an initial advantage in Game 2, but a poised Pingqiao came storming back to wrest away the momentum and inch ahead to wrapping up the win. This is what P.V Sindhu had to say.
It was a good match, and if I would have taken the first set, maybe it would have been comparatively different in the second, I felt. I've been changing strategies, but I think today it was anybody's game in the first set, where she got really lucky. The last 2 points were net points from her side, but otherwise I came with a good strategy. But after losing the first game, I was a bit nervous, but then I came back and I could have maintained the lead when I was 14-11.
We now move on to hockey.
Having been forced to play without full-time coach, favourite India lost to Korea in Azlan Shah Cup final in a shootout after being tied 1-1 on Saturday at Ipoh in Malaysia. India took the lead through Simranjeet Singh in the 9th minute, only through a corner. And the lead was maintained till the last quarter when Korea equalised from a penalty stroke through Jang Jong-hyun in the 47th minute. Both sides went for the kill in the remaining 13 minutes, but clock ran them and the match went into a shootout where Indians missed 3 chances as Korea scored 4 out of 5 to win 4-2 in the shootout. In the group stage earlier, both teams drew 1-1, and not to forget that this was the only game which either of the team had not won at group stage in the tournament. The Indians had a pretty good outing in Azlan Shah Cup this year, barring this final defeat. India started with beating Asian Games gold medalist Japan 2-0 before getting the better of host Malaysia 4-2 and Canada 7-3. In the last league outing against Poland, India pumped in 10 goals. The long list of lost shootouts continues to haunt India, whether it was in the Champions Trophy final of 2016 in London or the next edition in Jakarta and now at Azlan Shah Cup. India has lost it all at the final stage. One popular theory is shootouts can never be perfected, which is agreeable, but then Indian hockey think tanks need to address the issue of why the squad fails to hold on to their nerve in crucial moments on the big stage. India fielded a weakened squad because of injuries to 7 key players. So many injuries happening so frequently should be a cause of worry for Hockey India, especially when India have to play key qualifying tournaments to seek Tokyo Olympic berth.
My colleague Shekhar Luthra also spoke to former Olympian Harbinder Singh on India's chances in the Tokyo Olympics and their show in Ipoh.
Sir, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
We'll start with the Azlan Shah. Your first comments.
Obviously, our team was a depleted side. It was a combination of youth and experience. The chance was given to the junior players. And till the final, team played very good. They beat almost all the team by a bigger margin. And the match against Malaysia, where every time we feel some obstacle from them. But it was good to see that they beat them by 4-2. It was expected that we'll surely win this tournament, but it's a game. They must have missed many chances, even penalty corners. It is good that they scored goals through penalty corners and field goal. Where we are lacking in every tournament, if we score goals, a field goal, then we fail in the penalty corner. If we score from the pieces, then we fail in the field goal. But it was good that they kept the balance in this tournament.
There was one more report I was going through from Malaysia that Indian team were not having enough number of matches with them. That was also a reason that they could not recover so well. Is that true?
No, I have no knowledge. Actually, it is a ruling that 2 matches you have to play continuously. Every team plays 2 continuous matches. Then there is a rest. They play 2 matches, rest, 2 matches, rest. One thing in this tournament is difficult because you must be knowing that Akashdi was given 2-match suspension in the World Cup.
Yes.
So that suspension had to be kept, though Akashdeep was not there in the team. But that suspension, that punishment has to be taken by the team. So first 2 matches we played with the 10 players. So I think it's a good, even we beat Japan, who is the Asian Game gold medalist, and we do with the Koreans with 10 players. It was a very good performance. But when we are 11 players, we could not beat the Koreans. That should be also be kept. So the main thing is that the coach has to motivate the team. That's where we are he has to keep in the mind, because every player is skillful. They are playing for the last 3-4 years together. To know how to strike goal and how to defend. Yeah. No doubt they will discuss and they will prepare them accordingly for the Olympic qualifiers, and if they qualify, then the Olympics tournament.
Manpreet is a young captain and he has been very experienced now ever since he was given this responsibility. But do you think he's been able to motivate the players?
Yeah, he's a very good captain. I say he's a very good motivator also. And I think he's a very focused and put everything when he plays in the game. And no doubt he has been leading the team for last 1 or 2 years.
Yes.
Our hopes are on him, and even the senior players like P. Srikanth is with them and Harbinder Pals. But the main problem with us that the players who are injured, whether they will be fit by the time the first Olympic qualification will play in Bhubaneswar in the month of June. So we hope that all the players should be fit, because it is very important for us to first qualify for the Olympics. Then Tokyo Olympics is a great opportunity to repeat history.
Oh yes.
In 1964 when we won the gold medal.
Yes. Coach Graham Reid, I have been hearing he has been selected. His name has been sent to Sports Ministry for the final approval. A word about Graham Reid, because not many hockey fans would be knowing about him.
Graham Reid is a very good coach. I think you must have known that Rick Charlesworth, the great legend of Australian, he was assistant to him. When Charlesworth, when he left the team, he was the main coach. And after that he went to Holland also. He was a coach of the club side as well as the Holland team. And he himself is a very good player. He played for Australia. In World Cup, he is the winner of World Cup and Olympians, and scored more than 130 goals. So no doubt I think our boys should learn from his experience.
But you are part of this selection panel also, I believe. Is it also about continuity? Because from Altman, even before that, we have so many, Terry Walsh, all the foreign coaches. Is it also about you see him as a coach taking over from where they left? I'm talking about style.
Almost styles is the same, but the coach has their own experience. How can utilize his experience with the boys, his coordination with the boys. So these all things matter, and moreover, he has to motivate the players to make them mentally stacked, because you must have seen that we lose most of the matches in the dying minutes. That is the pressure, how to take the pressure. So these are the things where he has to work. And I think not it is only India, but other teams also concede goals in the dying minutes. But that is not the reason, that not should be excuse. We have to defend our goal. So they should act on it. They should concentrate on it. They should talk with each other how to defend the goal in the dying moments, because this is a very critical moment. I think the new coach will surely do his best to make a very strong combination.
Don't you think that continuing with Harendra and adjusting him, or also giving him this exposure to work under foreign coach would have been better?
No, Harendra, his contract was up to only World Cup. Performance of the team was not so satisfactory. That is why his contract was not renewed. But he was offered to coach the junior team, because the junior team won the World Cup. But I think he was not interested to take the job. So that is why he was not considered.
With this combination right now, Ramandeep and all these senior players will come back into the fold. Is it the right combination that you have given to this new coach as and when he comes in? And this is our set of players, I would say final 18 or 19, who are going to go and qualify for the Olympics?
No, from the recently concluded nationals, 60 players have been selected.
Okay.
The camp is from 8th of April of 60 players. So after 2 weeks of the camp, pruning will be done. It will make 33. Then the coaches will be there, the selectors will be there. And the best players, and first part is that physical fitness, because the players who are not fit now, 8 to 9 players, what is the nature of their injury? How much time they will take to recover? So all these aspects will be kept in mind before pruning the team. So ultimately 33 players have to be selected. And after that, the coach then take over the charge, and he will see which is the best combination.
And when are we expecting the new coach, Mr. Reid, to come?
I think he will take within 3-4 weeks, within a month. So at present he is in Holland.
From hockey, we move on to cricket. The Indian Premier League, which is in its 12th year, comes ahead of the crucial World Cup to be held in England later in 2019. The event has somewhat been overshadowed by low-key performances and has invited a lot of controversy in terms of both ethics and the spirit of the game. One of the biggest controversies that cropped up was the monketing of Jos Buttler. We have a report on the Indian Premier League.
When the 12th edition of the Indian Premier League took off a few days back, it was expected to be one of the least exciting in history because of the parallel running election campaign in the country. With a lot of star players opting to stay out or leave midway through the tournament because of preparation going in their respective countries for the upcoming World Cup in England, this edition was expected to take on even a bigger hit. But as it turned out, the cash-rich league has been hogging all possible limelight. Not all of this is because of cricketing reasons. There is negative attention which is bringing in more excitement to viewers. The first big controversy to hit in the very first game, when an extremely dry and dead pitch was given for a big match between Royal Challengers Bangalore and hosts Chennai Super Kings. The track could well be dry and dead, but it was the way it behaved, giving no chance to any batsman to compete, which attracted the entire controversy. There was a stat displayed during the course of that game which showed that the average turn a bowler grasps from a pitch in IPL history was 2.7 degrees per ball, while the turn available on that day at the Chepauk was 7.2 degrees per ball, almost 3 times more than the average. And it resulted in Royal Challengers registering their second lowest total in IPL and getting bowled out for a meagre 70. And the hosts, despite having great batting prowess, struggled to get past the winning line, and it took them 18 overs to chase 71 runs. In the second episode, the Virat Kohli-led side was up for more shocks when Lasith Malinga's overstepped delivery was not called no ball by the umpire. RCB needed 7 runs to win from one remaining delivery. Shivam Dube, who had hit a 6 earlier in the over, was on strike with over 25,000 hearts in the stadium pumping like motors. Lasith Malinga delivered an absolute peach of a full-length delivery, to which the 25-year-old Dube could only muster 1 run. Mumbai Indians won the game by 5 runs, and it was another setback for Virat Kohli's side. But hang on, the drama wasn't done yet. After the match was officially closed, when the ground staff was preparing to set the stage for the closing ceremony, and the players kept shaking hands, replays on the big screen suggested Malinga had clearly overstepped while delivering the final ball.
We're playing at the IPL level, we're not playing club cricket, so that's just a ridiculous call. At the last ball, the umpire should have their eyes open. It was no ball by an inch.
The third and the biggest controversy arose when Team India's most experienced spinner, Ravichandran Ashwin, decided to go against the spirit of the game in order to win the game.
I was not even at the crease, and it was like he wasn't even looking at me and he just left the place. We ended on the right side of the coin today, but I definitely think those sort of things are game changers.
Without a shadow of doubt, this will probably end up as the biggest talking point of IPL 2019. It was the first time a batsman was dismissed via what is termed mankading in the tournament's 12-season history. And there were many reasons which made this controversial. Rajasthan Royals were cruising in their run chase against Punjab before Buttler was dismissed, and Punjab miraculously won the game. While the whole fraternity was upset with Ashwin for not displaying sportsmanship, in his defence, this mode of dismissal is completely fair and not against the rules. But replays suggested that the Kings 11 Punjab captain had paused intentionally during his delivery stride to bluff Buttler and set him up for the dismissal. It is completely fine for the dismissal to be spontaneous, but it definitely wasn't. The issue had spread all over social media like wildfire, and even MCC had to react to it. The debate is certainly not going to die down anytime soon.
Next on is golf. India's biggest golf tournament, the Indian Open, which has been running for more than 50 years, was held last week in Gurgaon. England's Stephen Galasher emerged as the champion, while the two Indians Rashid Khan and S.J. Karangappa finished in the top 10 as the best home golfers. Stephen Galasher of Scotland, who won more than 5 years ago, turned the clock back with a sterling finish that saw him land 3 birdies in the last 4 holes to win the stellar event. Galasher, who had his son Jack, who was 18 years old, on the bag as his caddy. The 44-year-old Galasher became the second successive player from Britain to win the Indian Open after Matt Wallace of England did it last year. And he received a trophy and a cheque worth $291,660. Japan's Masahiro Kawamura logged his best result ever to finish at 8 under 280 and second. George Campino was third, while Julian Suri of America was fourth. India's Rashid Khan and Shekhar, two of the youngest and most promising golfers on the Indian scene, were the best Indians in tied 10th place. From golf, we move on to football.
India continued their dominance at the SAF Women's Championship, lifting their 5th straight title in Biratnagar, Nepal, with a 3-1 win over the hosts in the final. Goals from Dalima Chibbar, Grace Dangmai and substitute Anju Tamang saw India lift the trophy at the Shahid Rangshala Stadium in Biratnagar, Nepal. The pace of the match was intense from the word go, with both sides pressing hard. In the semi-final against Bangladesh, it was Chibbar who opened the scoring for India. And this time around too. In the 26th minute, she smashed the ball past the keeper from a free kick from 30 yards with a powerful drive and put the defending champions into a 1-0 lead. In the 34th minute, though, Sabitra equalized for the hosts as she rose high above her marker and headed the ball into the back of the net. The break saw both sides go locked at a goal apiece, but it could have easily been either team with the lead. The second half began with India creating the majority of the opportunities, with Sanju and Ratanbala putting their respective efforts just over the bar. Coach Maimol Rocky brought on Anju Tamang in place of Sandhya, and in the 78th minute, the move paid rich dividends as she slammed the ball on the volley for India's third. Towards the end, Nepal threw the kitchen sink at the Indian defence, but the visitors stood firm. India has remained unbeaten in SAF Championship since the beginning of the tournament in 2010.
And now it's time for shooting. India's young guns Manu Bhaker and Saurabh Chaudhary were the stars for India at the Asian Airgun Championships in Taipei. Manu won her second gold medal in air pistol event, while Saurabh won his second gold medal in the men's team event. Earlier, the duo won the gold medal in the mixed team event in air pistol. Later, the Indians, however, disappointed at the ISSF Shotgun World Cup held in Acapulco, Mexico.
The 12-member Indian contingent failed to live up to expectations at the International Shooting Sport Federation Shotgun World Cup that was held in Acapulco, Mexico from March 19 to 26th. Shiraz Sheikh shot 119 and missed the men's skeet final by 3 points on the final day, while Olympian Miraj Ahmed Khan was not at his best and shot 116 despite 2 perfect rounds of 25 at the end and placed 51st. Asian and national champion Angad Veer Singh Bajwa shot 111 for the 78th place. 2-time Olympic champion and 4-time world champion Vincent Hancock of the US won his 11th World Cup gold in style, not missing a single bird in the 60-shot final and the 125-bird qualification. Gabriel Rossetti of Italy and Jakub Tomekek of the Czech Republic won the 2 Olympic quota places as they took the silver and bronze medals behind the American, who had already secured a quota place last year at the World Championships. Earlier, the Indian women shooters also failed to pick up the Olympic quota places on offer in the women's skeet event. Rashmi Rathore shot 112 in qualification, Maheshwari Chauhan shot 109 and Simranpreet Kaur shot 97 to finish 23rd, 33rd and 48th respectively, as American Kimberly Road clinched her 6th ISSF World Cup stage gold in 2 years. In the final, Road shot 57 to leave New Zealand's Chloe Tipple way behind in silver medal position with a score of 48. Donglian Zhang of China won bronze with a score of 42. Chloe and Zhang picked up 2 available Tokyo 2020 Olympic quota places on the offer in the event. Road had already booked hers earlier.
India will be fielding a team of young and experienced boxers who are expected to do well at the Asian Championships in Bangkok. For the first time, both the men's and women's competition will be held at the same time.
World Championship silver medalist Sonia Chahal, former world champion Sarita Devi and former junior world champion Nikhat Zareen will spearhead the 20-member Indian women's boxing team at the Asian Boxing Championship to be held in Bangkok, Thailand from April 16th to 27th in the absence of Mary Kom. The 6-time world champion who won India's solitary gold medal from the Asian Women's Championships in the 2017 edition in Vietnam has decided to skip the event this time in order to focus on the World Championships to be held later in the year. Young Haryana pugilist Neetu, a 2-time Youth World Championships gold medalist, is a bright prospect in 48 kg and will look to do justice to her selection. The 54 kg challenge will be led by her state mate and World Championship quarter finalist Manisha. Sonia Chahal will represent the country in 57 kg, while in 60 kg, veteran Sarita Devi will be making her comeback after losing narrowly in the pre-quarter finals at last year's World Championships. India's hopes in 64 kg will rest on Punjab's Simranjeet Kaur and Assam's Lavlina Borgohain. Haryana boxers Nupur and Pooja Rani secured their berths in 75 kg and 81 kg respectively. Experienced boxer Seema Punia will be vying for the title in the 81 plus kg category. In the last edition, the Indian women grabbed a total of 7 medals that included 1 gold, 1 silver and 5 bronze.
The 8th edition of the women's tournament will be held simultaneously with the men's competition at the Asian Championships for the very first time. Among the men, former Asian champion Shiva Thapa and emerging star Kavinder Singh Bisht are expected to spearhead the Indian challenge. The Indians are in high spirits after having bagged a rich haul of 8 medals, including 1 gold, 4 silver and 3 bronze at the 38th edition of the GB boxing tournament in Helsinki, Finland last month. Govind Kumar Sahni in 49 kg, Dinesh Dagar in 69 and former world youth champion Sachin Sehwag in 52 kg are some of the other Indian boxers who may leave their mark. The young Sumit Sangwan in 91 kg also has a strong chance to land a medal in the heavyweight division, although the inexperienced Naveen Kumar may find the going tough in the super heavyweight category.
We have senior elite coach Mr. C.A. Kutappa giving his opinion and views on the Indian team's performance.
We have a new boys and some of them are experienced also. New boys like in the light fly, we have a new boy Deepika and Ashish in 75. And some of them are experienced but still they are playing first time in the 3-star tournament. And some of them are very experienced like Shiva Thapa, Amit are going to participate. And I'm really very happy with this team and they will do well in this competition, I think.
And the women's team will be without Mary Kom. So how do you assess their chances?
She is not going to participate in this tournament. And she is preparing for this coming World Championship.
Any other names that you think will do well?
Yeah, Nikhat Zareen is there and 64 Sarita Devi is there. And 64, that girl, I don't know the full name. And she's really did well in at Germany. And they will do better. They will give best performance, I think.
And now, last but not the least, a quick sports roundup. The Asian Athletics Championships will be held in Doha, Qatar later this month from April 21 to 24th. India's Rashid Khan is lying second while Chandigarh's Ajitesh Sandhu is third at the Bangladesh Open Golf. And that's all in today's National Sports Magazine. This is V. Krishnaswamy along with my colleagues Deepika Das, Shekhar Luthra and Ajay Basu and producer Sudhir Rajoria signing off. Good night and happy listening.